Hello, and good morning. How's it going? So, since last time, there haven't really been that many changes. I just changed face to shield. Other than that, I think we're all good to go. Just continue on with the testing of some of this new fancy stuff. See if we can get some cool stuff going. Was this a 7 to 11 bows? Yeah, so definitely fine with siege bows right now. For the purposes of where we are, it should be fantastic. I figured they should be a lot better for attacking the castles and all that, which is basically their purpose. The other ones, your standard bows are just going to be better in terms of range and all that, whereas with these ones, they're far better for attacking castles and some such sort of thing. So between these two maps, like was mentioned earlier, Leonard will take the other one. Also, we got, apparently this place is very, like, kind of late medieval Russian looking, I want to say, for that castle in the background there. But yeah, so between the two of them, I would say the west is by far easier. Just because with the south one, you have a tendency to get stuck around the river, then you get stuck behind the first wall, and then you get stuck behind the second wall. And if their leader decides to back up behind the second wall, you're in for a very long thing. While with the west wall, well, the genius decides to come down and fight you head-on, so very smart stuff there. Actually, hopefully, down the line it'll be possible to mess with different units and all that. Would really like to see some of the leaders be archers. Like, in this case, this fight in particular, it would be very cool to see him be an archer. Now, the railgunners I'm gonna take out, because they're not going to be terribly useful here. I want my frontliners in, as well as the guards. So you're going to go here, you go here, you go here. You're going to have both Terror Knights up front, and then both of, actually I want to say one of each of these guys. And that should be good for that. In the second line, we'll go ahead and put a caster in here, probably Werner. Get a second healer in for the sheer number of units, and then we'll get Lloyd to do some stuff off to the right there, because you can get away with using a flanker in this one. You can just have them go practice their weapons or whatever else you really want them to do. The great armies of like 30% of everybody else. Like, their armies can't be that great, obviously. There's a little bit of a number discrepancy. Alright, so Lloyd is going to go around the side here, see about possibly doing some damage over down this way. Now, I think this might be one of the earliest spots where you can hire a bunch of golems. I don't believe I have a book on you, right? Oh, that's interesting. For some reason, in this menu, this dagger only shows up as a silv. But over here, it shows up as the silver point. So, who knows? Oh, actually, one thing I forgot to mention. If you're watching this, and you are one of those that was waiting for the update for the PSP version to fix the whole old file crash thing, it is something that he's been working on. There have been a few test versions that came over, and it seems like at least a couple categories he's already figured out what's causing the issue. It sounded like it was some sort of name change kind of situation. So we'll see how that goes. Also, I don't have anyone with a book, so I will. Alright. Not really sure why the golems are backing off. They usually charge right down the front. Odd. They might be behaving differently because of the different equipment side grades that have been put in here. Like, for example, I kind of wonder if they end up calculating the range of archers and that sort of thing. In this case, we have far better forward range, and they're trying to get out of it. That's what it looks like to me, anyway. Because they don't have... Yeah, because we would have easily been within their range. And another nice thing, actually an interesting thing on the logic of the siege bows and all that, you're almost never actually on the defending side, so it wouldn't make sense for them to use anything other than their, in that particular case, longer range bows. So, it's interesting. Now, I absolutely love the fact that pikes made a comeback, because this kind of formation right here is something I always really wanted to do. Namely, the second line spearmen. But the way that they were introduced in the base game made it nonsensical, is the best way to put it. Also, this guy has, like, no chance to hit. I really shouldn't have given the heavy swords to juggernauts, because their agility is just... it doesn't exist. So, I basically gave the worst accuracy unit, the worst accuracy weapon, and hoped for them to hit. Good job, Brain. Good job. So, don't do that, especially on this kind of run. But, what was I getting at here? I was getting at something. That something will not be getting gotten at, I think. Well, one thing I do remember at the moment is when it comes to the daggers, you might be noticing that a lot of units are getting stuck a lot more now. At first I was a little bit against it, but you know what? Now I'm really liking that change. Because essentially this means that if you have somebody with a dagger, they can function as a very effective delay unit. Like, they won't necessarily do a whole lot of damage, but they can delay very, very, very effectively. And do I have a... no, I have a 2 tile on you. Alright, just poke. Yeah. A little bit funny how scared these guys are of bows. But yeah, as soon as they're within range to the point where they realize they can't get out of range, that's usually when they start going forward. So we know that for sure now. Good to know. Alright, there we go, so that slowed him down. We shouldn't get a turn anytime soon. More likely than not, I'm probably going to end up using the base variants of most of these weapons, except for specific cases. As it should be. You know, that's kind of their whole shtick. But, anyhow. It's good to see, midweight swords here. Nice. He's finally getting to the point of being pretty good with that stick. Hello, get poked. Get poked from the back lines. We have pikes now. Actually, I kind of wish that that enemies would be using pikes as well. That seems like the kind of thing that actually would be very useful on the defensive side of things. Just because typically speaking, well, I guess long-range pikes did kind of fall off in terms of popularity after shorter versions became available. Maybe it's fine. Yeah, actually, you know, that works out just fine. Like, for example, it's interesting, during, when the whole... Oh, hi over there. Co-commenter says hi over there. He's, like, smiling away. He's like, yes, I munch on my Cheerios. He's, like, wiggling back and forth. It's hilarious. But no, so... Alexander the Great, right? Apparently, as I understand it, that guy actually ended up accomplishing a lot of what he accomplished just because he made spears, his unit's spears, a little bit longer. And just like a very, very slight amount. Actually, in this case, you know what I probably should have done is... yeah, not that. Every part of what I just did is wrong. Oh well. We'll deal with that later. What I should have done is have him use Spell Strike on his weapon, and then run up and do Resonance on someone, which actually I don't think he would have had enough points for a Resonance. Whatever. But, okay, so back to the whole pike formation thing. So, at the time, a lot of warfare essentially consisted of just everybody gets into pike formations and just runs into each other, take half an hour to turn right the hell around, and then run into each other again until until one of them falls apart, pretty much. I just noticed that I didn't bring Felicia. Why is that? Probably all worried back at base like, no, I am the army. Why exactly do they think they can win without me? But at any rate, so apparently his whole shtick is literally, like, he just made them slightly longer, then went into those same fights, and they're like, okay, they managed to poke first. They got more pokes off, and they did a lot better. Except then then a bunch of people figured out, hey, if we just essentially get around those endpoints and just attack from the side with shorter spears on horseback, that's gonna be a lot better. So, like, it's always interesting. Like, one of my favorite things in history is not the names, not the people, not what they accomplished, but just see the kinds of weird counters people came up with for each other, you know? And that, that kind of stuff is just, it's fun. Okay. Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff running in the background here, so the lag might be a little bit more extreme. Alright, let's have you run down here. Probably slow this guy down again, but yeah, we're gonna have you go back here. Get yourself healed. He probably would be fine, especially with his low RT, even if he gets knocked out. Oh, hi! Okay, we bet a Cheerio wrong. Be right back.